The G League season kicked off, and that means we're back to doing our weekly G League episodes where we recap the week for the Chicago Bulls, kind of focusing on players that Chicago Bulls could have some future plans with. We're going to talk about it, get into the first week, which has 2 games, all that and more, right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your #1 place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans, and I guess Windy City Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your #1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. And to be everything #1 for everything Chicago Bulls related means we also do cover the G League here. So we got 2 games for the Chicago Bulls in the tip-off tournament down in the G League. Now, this is not necessarily the best level of competition, but it does give you a feel, especially with one thing that the Windy City Bulls have been doing over the last couple of years. You really see kind of the two-way contract players and any rookies that are assigned down to the G League really get a focus there. Now, Modest Bucilis was initially signed but then recalled from the G League. We'll see what happens there, but there still are a lot of players in EJ Liddell, Javon Freeman-Liberty, DJ Steward, Adama Sanogo that really are worth taking a look at the G League. So while these episodes are meant to recap the week and to give you guys a little bit of information, I always like to stress the fact of go and check out a Windy City Bulls game. If you have NBA League Pass, they're easily accessible there the day of and live, of the G League game. But with that said, let's go ahead and get into it. So the Bulls faced off against the Grand City Rapids in both games, one game being in Grand City, the other one being in Chicago, and their opening game was in Grand Rapids, and we had a 117-112 victory. Now, in this game, Javon Freeman-Liberty was the story of this game. He had a really big impact for the game, but it wasn't just Javon Freeman-Liberty when you look at it. EJ Liddell had an amazing game as well, 20 points, going 7 of 11 from the field and 5 of 7 from three-point range. Adama Sanogo with the double-double, 18 points, 12 rebounds. He just continues to show that, when it comes to Adama Sanogo, you're going to hear me say a lot of the same things. Like, he just continually shows he's above this level of competition, and I really wish that Billy Donovan will give him more of a chance. In this game, Adama Sanogo goes 7 of 11 from the field, 0 of 3 from three-point range, but that wasn't a big deal. 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block in this game for his 18 points. And what you continually see from Adama Sanogo when you watch these G League games is that he just understands that there's really nobody or not that many players in the G League that can match his physicality, and he's just a physical, dominant pressure in the paint, on the rebounds at all times in the G League. And that really maintained throughout this when you look at it. EJ Liddell as well, scoring in double digits with those 20 points, 5 rebounds, 3 blocks as well. The timing from EJ Liddell is there. And that's what was something that benefited him a lot, especially in college as well. He's able to do that at the G League level, no problem. Question is he going to be able to bring any of that eventually over to the NBA level? Javon Freeman-Liberty, who left us last year to go to the Raptors, I said he was the story of this game. 24 points. He goes 100% from the free throw line for 5 of 5 there, 9 rebounds, 3 assists in this game. He did have 3 turnovers as well, but Javon Freeman-Liberty really kind of dictated the pace in this game. But it wasn't just him. The starting lineup of this Chicago Bulls, the Windy City Bulls team, is so fun to watch because you have those physical guards. Javon Freeman-Liberty, a big physical guard, and in this first game in the G League, 38 minutes, 7 of 16 from the field. He went 5 of 7 from three-point range. When you combine him and EJ Liddell, they made 10 three-pointers in this game out of the 19 that the Windy City Bulls made. And DJ Steward, 23 points. He also had 5 rebounds, 12 assists in this game, really running that offense. 1 steal, only 2 turnovers. DJ Steward is a guy to watch. Now, I know that it's the Bulls' deepest position, and him and Javon Freeman-Liberty don't have a clear path to ever really make the Chicago Bulls roster. But as we know, Billy Donovan, as long as he is the coach of this team, is going to be very guard-friendly. These are 2 big physical guards as well that, I think bring a whole lot to especially this level of competition. Even with being only 6'2", DJ Steward just brings that physicality. He understands how to use his body, how to use his balance. And this backcourt of him and Javon Freeman-Liberty is going to be really fun to watch, especially considering you have EJ Liddell and Adama Sanogo there as your center and your forward as well, 2 other players that play very physical. And that's one thing you see from this Windy City Bulls team. Ryan Arcidiacono, again, Bulls legend there. He goes 4 of 9 from field goal. Overall, 4 of 9. All those were 3-pointers. He chips in 16 points that were needed, and the Windy City Bulls get this win. Now, the second game, it was against the same team. A little bit of a different story there, unfortunately, though. The Windy City Bulls end up not pulling that game out. They lose 124-121. But DJ Steward again shined in this game. 25 points, 6 assists. He went 62% overall from the field. And DJ Steward is just a guy that he is right now showing himself to be one of the guys to watch if you're going to see the Windy City Bulls play. 1 steal, 3 rebounds in this game. You just love the way that DJ Steward got up and down the court. And really, he just understands who and what he is. That's just really what it comes down to. And that's why DJ Steward is going to be effective and productive at this level of play for the Windy City Bulls. And of course, I know he has his hopes to make the team. We'll see if he ever gets the call up on any type of situation. But outside of him as well, EJ Liddell has a very solid game also. 16 points, 6 rebounds in this game, only 1 turnovers. And EJ Liddell he's really the player that you just, he understands how and where he needs to be in games. And you got to appreciate that from him. Adama Sanogo, again, another dominant performance, 22 points, 13 rebounds in this game as well. No block shots, but that's going to come. Best believe he's going to get his block shots when it comes down to it. And the thing that I love about Adama Sanogo is he does it on both sides of the ball when it comes to rebounding. 8 offensive rebounds, 5 defensive rebounds from him. Really good. 2 assists as well. Really efficient. He did go 2 of 2 from 3-point range in this one, so he did make his 3-pointers where he missed all of them in the last game. Love to see that from Adama Sanogo. But Javon Freeman-Liberty, again, 32 points from Javon Freeman-Liberty, 13 of 27 from the field. He did take 14 3-pointers, only hit 5 of those. It is what it is. And when it comes down to that, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. But DJ Steward, man, he really shined in this game. Archie had another 12 points in this game, which is really good for him when it comes down to it. But overall, you just, the way that this Windy City Bulls team, and the one thing that you're seeing as well with Billy Donovan III being the coach down there, is they're running a very similar system to the Chicago Bulls. They got 41 3-pointers in this game overall, and they hit that at a 43% clip. Also really effective from the field at 52%. Also, the assist-to-turnover ratio, 26 assists, only 12 turnovers from them. You still want to get that down. But overall, this team's playing solidly. They did make a change to the starting lineup in this game. Marcus Domas started the first game for the Windy City Bulls. This one, Big Kopit Jr. started. Not much of a difference as far as production in the game from either one of them. He had 6 points, 2 of 8 from the field. But this is really a game that's done by the heavy lifting. This is part of the reason why I did say that if Miles Buzelis is sent down to the G League, he's going to get more than enough opportunity to get some reps, get some shots up, work on those aspects of his game, because you're seeing the 2-way contract players by the Chicago Bulls are playing the most. And then a player with Javon Freeman-Liberty, who really has so much experience, and he's used to being with the Windy City Bulls as being somebody who's been here for a few years, other than the 1 year he left. And overall, it just is what it is. It was a solid night, 2 days of basketball for the Windy City Bulls. We'll see how they continue to develop and what comes from them. But overall, I always say this. Watch the G League games when you have time. You don't necessarily have to watch them live or things, but go back and watch. When there's a downtime, no games on that you're interested in the NBA, go back and watch some Windy City Bulls games, because they're usually really fun to watch. And I think as long as, the team's the thing, right? It is what it is. You want to keep watching it and support. And overall, the Windy City Bulls got the things that they need to prove for sure. You can't take that away from them, but it's a fun brand of basketball. And the way that they're really trying to simulate what Billy Donovan is doing with the main roster, I think it just it adds a little bit of mustard to it as well. But overall, over the next week, the Windy City Bulls have 3 games next week. They face Tuesday against the Motor City Cruise in Detroit. And then Detroit comes here for 2 games on Saturday and Sunday. One thing especially with this tournament, the tip-off tournament, they have, they probably playing the same team for the whole week. And so that's really fun to see. We got 3 games next week. Before then, we face off against Cleveland, Wisconsin 2 times in that game. So in that next week, and then we get a week off before the official G League season starts. So yeah, the content's coming fast here. It is what it is. You guys know I love to cover everything Chicago Bulls. And overall, too, like I said, the 2-way contracts, the players that have the best chance to kind of crack that thing for the Chicago Bulls, especially Adama Sanogo. They had a really good week. Adama Sanogo is a dominant force in the G League. Billy Donovan just needs to wake up and use him in the NBA, because that could make some flexibility for how you use Jalen Smith. But that's a story for another day. These guys are probably never going to make the roster as far as like EJ Liddell and them, but we'll end up seeing what happens. Make sure you guys are following us at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the daily episode. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See you, Red, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.